I can't see you, you can't see me, but you're here, aren't you? Maybe you're here, maybe over there, maybe tucked away in some quiet room on a crowded train, walking under gray clouds. But you're here. You don't really know why. None of us do. All you know, all I know, is that we are here, somehow, on this strange, lush, wet rock, drifting quietly in its designated spot in a sea of endless nothing. Think about it. This rock you're standing on? It's tiny. And you? You're even tinier. If we zoom out just a little bit, look how small you are. Zoom out again. Smaller. Again, you're so tiny, your brain can't even wrap itself around how small you actually are. You're here, this tiny flicker of being, standing on this tiny piece of spinning rock, surrounded by a vast, dark, infinite space that feels like it could be everything and nothing at the exact same time. And yet, somehow, this rock gives you life. It gives you air to pull into your lungs, water that touches your tongue, the warmth of light on your skin, food that grows and feeds your cells. It lets you live on its surface for a small stretch of time. How long that stretch feels? That depends. Some days it feels like forever. Other days it feels like a blink. But in reality, compared to almost anything else, your time here is so short. A single frame in a movie that never ends. A frame that could vanish and the story would continue without skipping a beat. In this tiny frame, you will live on this rock. Then you will die, and you'll have no idea what happened. No one will. If you're lucky, truly lucky, you'll have people who love you, who will miss you when you're gone. Friends, family, lovers, maybe even people who only knew you briefly. They will miss you, but they will try very hard not to miss you for too long, because being sad forever is exhausting, and missing someone forever makes it hard to keep living. So they will try to keep going, to work through it, to heal. Maybe they'll go to therapy. Maybe they'll learn how to grieve in a way that lets them keep living. And for the most part, they'll be okay. They will also die one day, just like you will. And if you're even more unusually lucky, maybe you'll be missed and remembered for a little longer, by a few more people, for a bit more time. Maybe you did something while you were alive that touched people. Maybe you created something, taught something, built something. Maybe you made people feel seen. Maybe you changed someone's life, and maybe they told others about it. But even then, most of these people would have never really known you. Their memories of you will be blurred, filtered through their own experiences, their own needs, their own ideas about who you were. And over time, they will also disappear. Every person, every memory, every piece of you, and every piece of them will be gone, like footprints washed away by a rising tide. And you know what? It won't matter. Not to you, not to them, not to anyone. Because we will all be gone. The things you did, the words you said, the impacts you made, whether they were good or bad, big or small, they will all lose your name. They will continue on in tiny ripples, detached from you, absorbed into the flow of everything else. And in the grand scheme, they will not matter. So whatever you're nervous about right now, whoever or whatever is causing your chest to tighten, your hands to sweat, your mind to spin, maybe it's a first date, a job interview, a test, a big presentation, a tough conversation. Maybe you feel like your entire life hinges on this one moment, that the fate of your reality is sitting squarely on your shoulders, pressing you down. It's not. You might be terrified that you'll mess it up, that you'll fail, that you'll say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. And you know what? You might. But it will be okay. Because somehow, against every imaginable odd, you exist. On this bizarre rock, in a solar system, in a galaxy, in a universe that may be one of countless universes, in an unknowable vacuum of potential nothingness, you exist. You have this chance to breathe, to see, to feel, to taste food, to hear laughter, to feel sadness, to feel wonder, to think, to dream, to hope. You get to play in this infinite playground of consciousness, and you get to experience what it means to be alive. And the only real mistake you can make is to forget that, to never stop, take a breath, and realize how hilariously absurd and beautiful it all is. To forget that none of it truly means anything beyond itself, and that within that reality, there is immense freedom. You get to explore what it means to be a you on this rock, floating through endless space. You get to be kind, to be curious, to love, to laugh, to cry, to fail, to try again, to find connection, to experience joy, to endure heartbreak, to learn, to grow, to exist in a way that is uniquely yours. And no matter what happens, no matter if you fail, no matter if you mess up, no matter if you fall flat on your face, you can still do all of this. You can still live. You can still get back up and keep going. Because worst case, you try your best. You show up as yourself, with honesty, with effort, with compassion, with curiosity, and it goes badly. It collapses. It burns. And then, like everything else, you move on. It fades into the flow of your life, and the world keeps spinning. And maybe, just maybe, in these moments you let yourself see how small you are, how small all of this is. You'll find something strange, relief. Because when you realize how small you are, when you see how tiny your problems are, against the backdrop of infinity, you get to loosen your grip. You get to unclench your jaw, lower your shoulders, exhale. You get to live. And yes, you will still feel nervous. You will still feel fear. You will still feel stress. You will still care about things because you are alive. And that's what being alive means. Caring about things, wanting things, feeling things deeply. You will care about people, about moments, about goals, about dreams, about ideas. You will care about your failures, about your mistakes, about the moments you disappointed yourself. You will care, and that's okay. But underneath all of that caring, you get to remember. It's all happening on this tiny blue dot in a vast sea of darkness, and one day, you won't be here to care anymore. And that's not a reason to despair. That's a reason to live, because you are here now. You get to experience the warmth of a sunrise, the taste of your favorite food, the feeling of rain on your skin, the laughter that erupts from your chest when something is truly, deeply funny. You get to look into someone's eyes and see them seeing you. You get to hold someone's hand. You get to fail, to try again, to learn, to grow. And all of it, every single moment, will pass. And that's okay. Because the passing of these moments is what makes them precious. If you were infinite, if your time was endless, if you were guaranteed forever, then nothing would matter. Everything would lose its urgency, its color, its vibrancy. But you are not infinite. You are temporary. You are a flicker, a brief, beautiful spark, and that is what makes everything so profoundly worth experiencing. It's what makes the good moments so sweet, and even the hard moments meaningful, because you get to be here for it. You get to be conscious for it. You get to live it. And when you start to truly feel that, you start to see your problems for what they are. Not meaningless, but also not all-consuming. You start to see that the anxiety you feel before that job interview, that test, that first date, it's a sign that you care, that you want to do well, that you want to show up in this world as the best version of yourself. But it's not the end of the world if it doesn't go perfectly, because the world is so much bigger than this one moment. Your life is so much bigger than this one moment, and you are allowed to let go of the fear that everything will collapse if you fail. Because failure is part of it. Mistakes are part of it. Falling down is part of it. And getting back up, that's living. That's all any of us are doing, really. Trying, failing, learning, loving, hurting, laughing, crying, living. Until we don't anymore. And that's okay, because the goal isn't to live forever. The goal is to live well while you're here. To be kind. To be curious. To love deeply. To try bravely. To fail courageously. To get back up again and again and keep going. Because that's what it means to be human. That's what it means to be alive on this rock in this vast, unknowable universe. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to get it all right. You don't need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You just need to live. To show up as you are, with what you have, and to try your best. And when you fail, and you will, you get to remember, it's okay, because life goes on, and you get to go on with it. You get to keep trying, keep growing, keep experiencing. And in the end, when it's your time to leave this rock, you won't need to worry about what you did or didn't do, because you will be gone, and everything will continue, as it always has, as it always will. And that's not a reason to be afraid. That's a reason to live fully, right now. Because right now is all you truly have. So let yourself care about the things that matter to you. Let yourself try, even when you're scared. Let yourself fail, and let yourself learn. Let yourself love, even when it hurts. Let yourself live, even when it's hard. Because you're here. And that is enough. So let's take a breath together, right now. In, hold, and out. Feel that? That breath? That is life. That is you. Here, alive, on this tiny blue dot, in a sea of endless darkness, in a universe so vast it will never fit inside your mind. And yet, you get to be here. You get to breathe. You get to feel the air filling your lungs, the subtle expansion of your chest, the gentle release as you exhale. This is your reminder that you are allowed to exist without knowing why you're here. You're allowed to simply live, to experience, to try, to fail, to love, to rest, to play. And you don't need to justify your existence to anyone, including yourself. You are not here to be perfect. You are not here to meet every expectation, to avoid every mistake, to please everyone around you. You are here to live, to see what it feels like to be a conscious being on a rock floating in the cosmos, to feel the warmth of sunlight on your face, to taste your favorite meal, to hear the laughter of people you care about, to dance even if you're offbeat, to sing even if you're out of tune, to love even if it breaks your heart, to learn even if it takes time, to fail even if it stings. You are here to live, and living doesn't require you to do it all perfectly. It doesn't require you to always be strong, or always be happy, or always have it together. Living asks only that you show up, that you keep breathing, that you keep trying, that you keep going. Because the moments that feel small, those quiet mornings, those conversations, those little victories, those mundane afternoons, they are the moments that make up a life. You don't have to achieve something massive to make your life meaningful. You don't have to be remembered for centuries to have mattered. You don't have to leave a legacy for your life to be worth living. Your life is worth living because you are here, now. Because you are experiencing the miracle of existing. And that is enough. So, when you feel the weight of the world pressing down on you, when you feel like you're failing, like you're falling behind, like you're not enough, pause. Breathe. Zoom out in your mind. See yourself on this rock, tiny and temporary, in a vast and infinite universe. See how small this moment truly is, and how precious it is too. Because even though it's small, it's yours. This moment is yours, and you get to decide what you do with it. Maybe you choose to keep going, to keep trying, to keep showing up for yourself and the people you love. Maybe you choose to rest, to let yourself breathe, to take a break and allow yourself to be human. Maybe you choose to change direction, to let go of what isn't serving you, to take a risk, to follow what lights you up inside. Whatever you choose, let it be rooted in the understanding that you are allowed to live your life fully, even if you don't know what it all means. You are allowed to live your life as you, imperfectly, messily, beautifully. Because in the end, what matters is that you lived, that you tried, that you felt, that you loved, that you were here. And when your time on this rock is over, it will be okay. The world will keep spinning, the stars will keep burning, the universe will continue its dance, and you will have been a part of it, and that is enough. So as you move forward in your day, remember this: you are here, you are alive, you are breathing, you are allowed to live your life fully, without having it all figured out. You are allowed to try, to fail, to try again. You are allowed to care deeply and to let go when it's time. You are allowed to find joy in the small things, to laugh loudly, to cry when you need to rest when you're tired. You are allowed to live. And that in itself is a miracle. Thank you for watching. If this brought you even a little clarity or calm, consider liking, sharing, or subscribing. We're grateful you're here. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.